This is a 5-alarm fire. 300,000 Black women have been pushed out of the labor force, and that is a crisis.
In 2025, nearly 300,000 to 500,000 Black females disappeared from the workforce. This is one of the sharpest drops in the last 25 years. While the mainstream is screaming victimhood and systematic racism, we're going to take a look at how it's affecting them.
Is and has been a clear attack on Black women, like full stop. There's no other way to say it. There is a new report out that says that while Black women only account for 14% of the workforce, Black women represented over half of all women who lost their jobs in 2025. And this is not just across one industry. We're talking healthcare, education, social work, journalism, etc. And this one is personal for me because I have been feeling like Black women have been targeted over the last 2 years, especially considering all of the DEI shifts, this political administration. Because I've been noticing this trend in my personal life. I know so many Black women that quite literally were let go from their jobs. I'm talking high performers that were making great money, that were doing their jobs, only for them to be let go. And this in no way, shape, or form is to sound bitter, but this is to say that Black women specifically are being targeted, and I feel like it is definitely intentional. So if you're somebody, you're a Black woman, and I'm talking to you specifically Black women, if you were let go, if you're struggling right now, if you're figuring, oh my goodness, I cannot get a job, it is not you, babes, because there is a clear attack on Black women in America right now. So if you're an ally, like you say you're an ally, hire Black women, period.
First, let's look at where these jobs were. Black females are heavily concentrated in federal government, state and local public sector roles, education, HR, administrative, social services, and non-profits. According to the Economic Policy Institute, public sector losses drove almost the entire net decline for Black females. Federal jobs alone accounted for a massive cut. Black females lost over 95,000 federal positions. Here's the harsh truth. A lot of these roles don't produce real tangible value in the economy. They're not building anything, they're not creating wealth, they're often paper pushing, compliance and diversity oversight jobs.
I am one of the 300,000 Black women who have lost their job in 2025, and I have some thoughts. It is no secret that being a Black woman in America is ghetto, period, point blank. But being a Black woman in the workforce, the masking that you have to do, the microaggressions that you have to fight, the code switching that goes on, all of the things, the hoops and the mental gymnastics that you have to go through in office, navigating social interactions with your coworkers is exhausting. If I was in office and had braids in my hair, my white male supervisor would loudly make a comment in front of anybody else who was in the office saying, "Oh, you switched up your hair. I almost didn't recognize you." Of course, this in turn makes people turn around, making you feel ostracized, making you feel put on the spot for literally the hair that grows out of your head and wanting to do a different style. Meanwhile, he's over there with 4 pieces of hair and a hairline that search and rescue is looking for, but I'm the one that's being put on display. Right. All of this to say, being part of the 300,000 Black women who have been let go from the workforce, I was a federal government contractor. I feel kind of lost in this moment. I've been applying. You all know how the job boards are looking these days, and I feel so liberated and so lost at the same time. Being in the workforce since 2015 when I graduated from college and working in mainly predominantly white spaces, the more I learn about the nervous system, the more I realize how wrecked mine has been and was, and all of which led up to that in my professional career. And if we even want to take it a step back, going to a PWI, and if we even want to take it a step back, it would be growing up as a suburban Black girl. That the 300,000 Black women in losing their jobs have been able to at least rest more than you have been before. I'm trying to find the balance between beating myself up and frantically looking for a job and actually letting my nervous system take a beat and realize what I had been going through and what I'm continuing to go through and what it was doing to me. And giving myself the gift of a calm nervous system is all I really want at this point besides a paycheck. It's all I want for myself and for women who look like me. I'm doing my best not to tie my worth to the job that I had, the way I lost my job, and trying not to tie my worth into how quickly I can find a job. And these things happen now more than ever, and that there is a community of women out there that are going through the exact same thing I'm going through. Just trying to find the peace of mind that I need to operate in 2025 as a Black woman. So if you too are part of the 300,000 in the DMV area who have lost their jobs, I'm here too. And I see you because I am you.
So today is my first day being unemployed.
You ain't got no job, man!
And I got noticed I was being laid off while on parental leave.
Yuck!
Coincidentally, the last day of my parental leave was also the last day of my employment, which was yesterday. And while I could say a lot about how I feel, I want to focus on a much broader issue, one that I am now a part of. Since February of this year, over 300,000 Black women have been pushed out of the workforce, and that is across corporate, federal, and nonprofit sectors. Men, on the other hand, have gained more than 600,000 jobs, which is kind of funny because statistically, Black women are leading the charge in college education and college degrees, but for some reason, we are also leading the unemployment line. Follow me here. Black women make up for 7.8% of the population, right? But our real unemployment rate is 10.28%. That's far from a coincidence. That is a redistribution of opportunity. It's a targeted attack, and it's a structural red flag. Black women already face economic barriers like the wage gap, where we make significantly less than white men and still make less than white women. Like occupational segregation, where we are excluded from higher paying jobs and then also giving less opportunity for career advancement. Now, couple that with the fact that these companies have chosen to no longer profit from their performative DEI initiatives, and Black women become disposable. And that can only be tied to two things: sexism and racism. Honestly, miss me with all the just get a job, just get what you can get conversations. Individual solutions cannot make up for structural failures. As for me, I'm going to continue to use this time to bond with my little baby. Exactly. I definitely feel like I'm in a transitional phase in life, so I do embrace it. One thing about Black women, we don't give up easy. And as for me, it never gave defeated. In the meantime, feel free to follow along for my journey. But most importantly, make sure to sound the alarm, because at the end of the day, Black women are economically harmed. Everybody gonna feel it eventually.
I'm one of the over 300,000 Black women who've been let go from the workforce. I am now a statistic. And it hurts. It hurts to know that after all the degrees, I have two, the experience, the dedication, the good work, none of it made me safe. I've been spending my life savings just to survive, paying bills late, stretching groceries, trying to maintain the life I had before this, but it's draining, it's humiliating, and most of all, it's lonely. People always talk about how the workforce treats you like you're replaceable, but to truly experience it, that's a whole different level of pain. To give so much of yourself, your time and energy, just to be tossed away like you're nothing, it eats at you. It eats at you until you start to question if you ever really mattered in the first place. In my mental health, it's been rough. Not having stability, not knowing what's next. It messes with your head. I wake up anxious. I go to bed overthinking. Some days I can't even focus, and other days I feel numb. It feels like I'm watching my life slowly fall apart in slow motion. You already know, this is not the economy you want to be jobless in. Prices are sky high, rent keeps climbing, grocery costs are double what they used to, and the jobs that are out there, half of them pay less than what it costs just to survive. It's like the system is designed to break you right. And for Black women, it's even worse. We're being laid off at higher rates than anyone else after being told for years that we had to work twice as hard just to be seen. It's like no matter what we build, we're always the first on the chopping block, and somehow we're still expected to smile, pray, and stay strong. But I'm tired, I'm angry, and I'm done pretending that I'm okay. So yeah, I'm one of them. One of the over 300,000 Black women that have been laid off. Tired, angry,
trying to survive in a world that keeps moving like nothing happened. And this is what it is.
This workforce exit is going to hit their livelihood hard. Many of these females were the main breadwinners or co-breadwinners. Without that check, a lot of them have no real backup plan. Debt from lifestyle inflation and soft life content, high expectations that don't match their new reality, and most importantly, no man, no recourse. When times were good, many rejected solid working class men as not on their level. Now that the independent income is gone, some will quietly need provision, stability, resources, but they'll bring baggage, entitlement, debt, and possibly resentment. This directly impacts marriage and dating. You'll see more women entering the market looking for security they used to mock. The power dynamic is shifting.
So everyone is talking about the 600,000 plus Black women being left out of the workforce, being laid off, not being hired, and who are just completely leaving the corporate world behind. But not enough people are talking about the impact this has on communities that rely on an intergenerational support system. For many of us, especially those of us who identify as first gen or third culture, a layoff doesn't just mean a personal setback. It means your parents, your siblings, your grandparents, and even extended family like uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, everybody's set back. It's been an endless talking point without much humanizing of the very real cascading effects of losing your job as a Black woman. I have friends who pay their siblings rents. I have friends who house aging grandparents who have become mothers to their nieces and nephews. 84% of us are considered the primary sole breadwinners in our homes, completely debunking the myth of the welfare queen. The needs of our loved ones beyond the traditional family remain even when the finances don't. That layoff becomes a loss of safety and well-being for everyone. Let me know in the comments, are you someone who has either been laid off recently or left their job? How has that impacted you and your family, and how are you coping?
So what you mean to tell me is hundreds of thousands of qualified Black women have been removed from the workforce. Millions of people are out of work. What's left of TSA is currently working without pay, and ICE agents are being paid to stand in already crowded airports. Not help because they can't, but to be a physical presence and control lines? And we all know what that means. I just can't believe that on top of terrorizing our communities and kidnapping our neighbors, they can now add dilly-dallying to their resumes. And don't get me wrong, I would love to be paid to dilly-dally, but my soul is just a little bit too expensive. Fully funded hall monitors. That's crazy. Good talk.
This is the predictable result of over-reliance on government jobs, DEI bubbles, and the strong independent Black women narrative that discouraged building real partnership with Black men. Black men, even those without the same level of degrees, are not facing the same exact collapse. Data shows that Black men have seen more stability in private sector, trades, and essential work. While Black men have their own struggles, they're generally more concentrated in roles that the economy still needs: logistics, construction, skilled trades, security, transportation, areas less vulnerable to political cuts. This proves a key point. Men on average add more direct, measurable value to the workforce because they dominate the productive, hands-on, and risk-taking sectors that keep society running. Degrees don't always equal value. This actually just reveals how men and women function so differently in society, and how the security that a lot of Black females thought that they had from the government and a lot of these careers, their bosses, how they submitted to everything else except for building with a Black man. Now they're being faced with the reality of never having that actual security in the first place.